go. Alright, welcome to the people in close-up land. Now, like I said before, I've got the close-up here. Here's the Myrmidon. Some of these close-up videos, these are going to be for my Patreon subscribers only, because they deserve some special treatment. Not that you guys aren't special as well. You are special, which is why I also do them live here now for you guys. So hopefully both these videos, if they save right on my phones, will go up on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch them again. There will also the live video where you can see me and you can see the comments will stay on my Instagram for 24 hours, so you can go back and watch it and get up to date on any of the comments. And if anybody else has got a Myrmidon as well and wants to join in, go and get it now. Yeah, we'll go from there. Diaba Hobby Blog wants to be in my video. I'm going to get started on this. I'm not going to take any requests this time, but thank you. I'm glad you wanted to be in. If at the end I've done it, we could do another half an hour. If I do that, I'd need to. I wouldn't be able to leave this video up for another hour, for 24 hours. If I did that, I'd have to delete it off my Instagram. So maybe I'll do another live stream during the week. How does that sound? But if you've got any questions, post them. Yeah, leave them as a comment. Okay, so let's get on with this live stream. So I've got my Myrmidon. Yeah, I've got a rough plan. The rough plan is get him done quick and get him done in a way that's inspirational. That's inspirational for me. I've got to enjoy him, and inspirational for you guys. Inspirational in a way that you just like looking at it. Inspirational in a way that you might want to learn it, whether it be the speed or the quality or the colours. But from this experience, you're also going to get how I kind of wing my way through a job, because that's what I'm going to do with this. Too many people think about things too much. They're all like, there's so much worry about colour theory, and there just doesn't need to be. Now, one thing I know I'm going to do is I'm going to do his base stony colour. I'm kind of copying the colours from the box. So I've got some Mechanica standard grey here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a load of water. I'm just going to smash it on the palette there. Why? Because, there we go. Because I want this just to flow into the sand. And I'm kind of going to be careful around his feet and what have you. But I'm not going to be too careful. Alright. I'm just going to rinse it all in there. Now, I've not done it too thin, though I might need to give this a couple of coats and what have you. One thing I did do between last week and now is when I filled all the gaps, I had some leftover putty. So I've just made some slight little undulations on the base so it isn't plain. Yeah, plain and flat. So just so it's got a little bit, some areas of interest on it and what have you. There we go. Now, you might be able to see that I'm using kind of the side of the brush when it comes to being neat near his foot. Not that I'm being that fussy about being neat, because any colours that I use for his foot, I know are going to go over Mechanica standard grey pretty easy. So what that means is, it means I don't care if I make a mistake. Yeah, it means I don't have to be too neat. Yeah, because being neat can be as much as a pain, as much as a foe as it can be a friend. Because if you're wasting your time being neat when you don't have to, well then you're wasting your time. Now, there's many objections, especially in gaming, in the gaming side of this hobby, that painting takes so much time, they don't have time to do this, or it takes blah, 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 or I don't have the patience. Well, forget it all. Yeah, you don't necessarily need it. If you're using it all the time, then you're using it 50% too much of the time. I always get the rim of the base in, because once the rim of the base is in, then everything feels a lot neater as well. There we go. So I'm happy with that. I could leave it as is. Yeah. But I'm actually going to give it a quick blast with the hairdryer, because I would like to give it a second coat. Probably won't give the rim of the base a second coat because I know I'm going to be handling it a lot with my fingers. Now I'm going to dry this down and away. Yeah, I won't dry it here. So I see so many people doing that actually, guys. They dry the model there, they dry in the paint, they dry in the paint, they dry in the brushes. Yeah, they blow in detritus all over the desktop. So don't do that. Down and away. Yeah. So you guys in the close-up video, yeah, the live video will demonstrate what I mean. Down and away. Now sometimes what you'll find is when you're drying sanded bases, that there's little gaps appear where you may have missed. That's just where little bubbles have formed and created little sealed areas where so the paint couldn't actually get to the colour you've just painted onto. So that's one reason why I give it a second coat, and I do that now. Brilliant. So that's almost dry. So while it just does a little bit more drying, in fact, let's give you guys a quick close-up. So there's, to be honest, I'm pretty happy with that. There's a couple of little patches just in there, that are showing up. But other than that, very happy. In fact, let's give it another quick coat, and then we'll see if there's any questions about this first bit. Because the thing is about this bit, about the ideas that I've expressed so far, why should it just apply to the base? Yeah, why can that idea not apply to every part of every model you paint? Yeah. So any of my students that have spent time with me over the years, they all know that I'm big on making painting efficient, because efficient means great results in a good amount of time. Right, okay, let's see what folk have said. There we go, we'll let that dry for a second. Did anyone notice I actually went on thicker with my second coat? Let's see who's saying what. Chilling Wargamers, hello! Nobody's saying anything. Craig Murphy, hello. Sparky Rob says it's undercoated and you're just ready to go. Nice one, mate. Alright, so nobody's saying anything. Everyone's happy. Let's give it another blast with the hairdryer. Another blast from the Spice Weasel. Okay, quite happy with that. So now I've got that, my gut feeling is telling me, alright, when I look at this, my gut feeling is telling me, let's give you guys a quick close up. My gut feeling is saying I need to paint his loincloth next. Yeah, and my gut feeling is also telling me I need to do it red. Now, I didn't get red in my little section of ideas, so I've got a bunch of colours here. Yeah, a bunch of browns, you can see. Yeah, a bunch of browns and what have you. So some Rackar Flesh, Mornfang Brown, Dryad Bark, XV88 Xandri Dust, because that's his skin, Catachan Flesh, Rackar Flesh. Yeah, but none of those will be the colours I actually want to do his loincloth red. So there we go. So I've got my fist on red, which is my favourite red. Here's a top tip for you. If you are painting red over Xandri Dust, you will have fantastic results, because red over Xandri Dust just looks great. You know, it goes over in almost one coat if you're not doing it too thin. Let's just choose a brush. What brush should I go for? Got these great Broken Toad ones. I've got some Element Games ones. I've got oh, this was a present actually, Martora Kalinsky from Italy, which was a very good brush. Let's use that. So yeah, one of them, size 1. All the brushes I've got in my arsenal I like, so they're all recommended. There we go. So got my dude. So you see how this is reacting over the how the red is reacting over the Xandri dust on my palette. It's reacting fantastically. So that's it thinned. You kind of can't. There we go. That's it thinned. Well, it goes over fantastically. So if you're doing something red, do it Xandri dust first. If you want your red to really, really, really pop, do it over yellow. Now, I'm going to be careful in certain areas here. So I'm going to be careful near his thigh. Yeah, I'm going to be careful near his thigh. The rest of it, I can just go for it. Yeah, I don't need to be all like most people are. So watch this. Where shall I go? I'll be careful here, and then I can just go for it. There we go. Go for it. Careful near his inner thigh, and then I can just go for it. Brilliant. Yeah. Nice one. Well, happy with that. Should I give it a second coat? I could do, but I know that I'm going to shade it later on, and I'm going to highlight it later on. And a lot of that shading and highlighting is going to cover up any of the Xandri dust that actually does show through. Not to mention any kind of weathering I might like to put on it. And blah, blah, blah. There we go. Lovely. Quick check around all sides. Just to make sure I've got everywhere. Nice. Right, brilliant. What's the world saying? Gibbs has joined. Black Wolf, Kings of Asgard, blah, 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 blah. Loud House Waves. Hello, everybody. Right, okay. Brilliant. Right, so, there we go. Quite happy with that. What else have we got here? Oh, so we got some bandaging on him. Should I do the bandaging light or should I do it dark? Oh. In fact, there's a buckle on this bandaging, so I would assume then it's not bandaging, that it's some kind of leather. So I think I'll go for dry bark. Or should I save that for his... No, Rhinox hide. We'll do dry bark for his skin, actually. So, same as before. Is anyone in the comment section going to get hold of one of these for next week and catch up? In fact, let me water this down just a little bit more. You see, I can gauge how the Xandri dust shows through the Rhinox hide on my palette before I commit it to the model. So as I'm painting now, I can see the hair on the back of his thighs, and for some mad reason, that hair kind of spoke to me like it should be grey. Like actually, this guy should be maybe a little bit older. Maybe he's got some years behind him now, doing whatever it is he does, looking after a labyrinth. I also found out what a Myrmidon actually was. The Greek warriors that basically did anything, did whatever you told them to do. Like Zeus's dudes. So this is going to be a little bit tricky to get to, but I don't care. Doopy-doo. Yeah, alright. Now, here's one thing. I've started base coating all these separate bits. Now, during the week, in my head, I was thinking I was just going to smash the skin out in one go and do a load of wet blending. And what I mean by wet blending in this context, because there's lots of different types of wet blending, for those that don't know. So what do I mean by wet blending? I mean, blending one liquid to another liquid, whether that liquid is paint to paint, paint to water, paint to medium, is liquid to liquid, whatever you want. All right, and I was going to do some paint to paint blending because it's actually quite a large, messy technique. So I was going to show you that because it can be quite quick as well. But strangely, my gut said base coating. So, like on the fly, this is essentially me winging a paint job. Yeah, this is me letting go, having fun, no pressure. Yeah. No diagrams, no thoughts of fortune and glory or trophies or whatever else. Almost all of this guy actually is going to go Rhinox in his leather. I may even do his shield Rhinox first as well. Excuse me. Yeah, I may even do his shield Rhinox because browns are a very good base coat for metals. Yeah, and it's nice to have a little bit of them showing through as well. The browns through your metal base coat, guys. Brilliant. Brilliant. Any questions, by the way, from you guys on the live stream? Nice. Yeah, cool. I'm liking this guy. He is a cool model, without a doubt. Well done, whoever sculpted him. You get props from me. So, as I'm working my way up and around him, I still see him as being a little bit grey. Wonder how, I'll be interested to see what colour I choose for me horns later on. But you've never heard somebody say that before, have you? They're interested to see what their own choice would be. Like everyone else has got some kind of plan. Like so many painters worry. Oh, I don't know how to paint him. Oh, I might screw him up. And just get the paint on the model, man. What's it gonna do? Nothing. You know. Enjoy the hobby. Remember, it's a hobby, not a responsibility. And if it is a responsibility, then it must be your job. In which case, you've probably got somebody paying you. In which case, they can choose the colours. You know, or they can choose the way you work out your colours. You know, so both are good. But you know, if it is your hobby, which I think it very much should be, then do the way that's fun. And if planning it is stressing you out, then you're doing it wrong. If planning it excites you, then plan it. But if planning it excites you, then you do nothing. Then I think you've kind of wasted your time. Maybe you should go into creature design instead. Brilliant. So I'm kind of being careful a lot because, you know, all this strapping on this guy. Some people might call it webbing. I'm not sure if would it be called webbing if it was on a Minotaur and in leather in some other fantastic universe. I don't know. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm being careful because I know that the skin colours, if there's massive mistakes on the skin, and because the skin colours are going to be quite light, then that means fixing the mistakes will be a little bit trickier. So this is the opposite as the issue before. Like with the base, I knew his hooves were going to be a colour that would go over the grey. So, you know, if it's a colour like that, then I don't care about being neat. But when it's a colour that I know will struggle going over any mistakes I make with the colour I'm using, then I will be a lot more careful. Only a lot more. Only, I say a lot more. Not so much that I'm all like, you can still see me. I'm using quite big, bold strokes. Yeah, I'm certainly not shy like most people are. Brilliant. Yeah, he's looking pretty snazzy, this guy. Right, what colour do you reckon for his horns? Douche. There he is. I know it's not a great shot that for you guys on the live stream, but me lamp's over this side. Maybe I should get a lamp for there, eh? I'll fix that for next time. Brilliant. Right. Whoop, whoop. Cool. Let's see if there's any questions. There you go. Right. Let's have a look-see. Forte, how are you doing? Forte Nocturna says he does like a big bold stroke. Pink horns? You're having a giraffe, aren't you? That's never happening. Never, never, never! Sparkly Rob, we doing all the straps on the body Rhinox hide? I am. I don't know if you are. You know, you feel free to be creative. But yeah, that's just what I've chosen to do. The paint that I've put on is slightly see-through in some instances, so it's all going to need a second coat. Whether I do that now or later remains to be seen. I think I'll do it later because I don't want to bore you guys necessarily going through this this stage. Oops, this stage all over again. And lovely. Thought I just dropped him in paint, but he seemed to miss every single bit of paint there is on my palette. But I think I'll just use all these first coats of paints just to plan the basic colour scheme, and then during the week I'll make them all solid, and then we'll crack on next week. Unless there's really nothing else I could do today and I really want to get more out of this live stream, and then I might start going through it all again, give it all second coats. But you know, right now for planning a colour scheme, I'm quite happy with that. Right, so I think I'm incredibly tempted to do his fur grey. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna get his forearms in. I'm gonna get his shield in as well. Even bronze for his shield. What do you reckon? Bronze or metal for his shield? Laughing Man, hello. Wazdazza, yo, Geordie, hello. Shawnee says dark grey for the horns. I'm not feeling dark grey for the horns. I think what I'll do is I'm going to do them a standard bone colour. I'll start off with Rakkar flesh and add some Ushabti bone in there. Why would I do it that way and not straight on my bone over that? Well, because Rakkar flesh has got some really great covering power, and the Ushabti bone is the colour I want it to be. But if I just do the Ushabti bone, it might take more layers than I would like. So I'll always use base paints from Games Workshop where possible. And if there's not a base paint that suits, then I'll start to mix in the layers, because the way the layers work, they're actually pretty difficult to work with than what they used to be. So, and they're not as opaque. Now the thing is, with paints that aren't as opaque, well, you've got some choice taken away from you there. You can't make them more opaque. Well, with a paint that is more opaque, you can always make it thinner. So it doesn't make sense that you would have paints that dry as fast as that, yet aren't as opaque, if that makes sense. But there you go. I take responsibility for all the management of paint, so I don't really complain about it. That's, you know, just an observation. Oh yeah, I'm really liking this. But let's get some more of this Rhinox on, and then we'll smash on his what you call it, his weapon. Maybe a black handle. Yeah. Now, all these colours are subject to change as I work. I don't commit as I work on my own projects. Even if even if I'm doing something top end, I'm never that stuck on a colour scheme that I can't change it. Again, there's many people really want something to happen and then get all disgruntled when it doesn't happen, and then give up on a project when it doesn't happen, instead of actually, let's just change my idea and we'll make it happen a different way, or we'll embrace something new. Right, almost every buckle on this guy is a Chaos Star. That's actually quite exciting, that. Again, another design feature that needs applauding. Nice. Cool. Okay, so I said a second ago that it's good to do metallics over brown, so let's do it. Just kind of, you could call this a wash of Rhinox, or you could call it a really thin base coat. Call it what you want. I don't want it too thick, but I do want it on quick. Sparky Rob, my student, you're working alongside me on this right now. I'm wondering, are you keeping up? What point are you at in your Myrmidon? So why am I asking? I'm asking because what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and fix your problem. So if you're behind right now, there's a couple of reasons. One is you're being too careful. That's already the first thing. Two, you're probably coming at the model from a dodgy angle, which is making things difficult for you to reach properly. Notice I'm constantly adjusting the model to fit the angle in my brush. Yeah. The second one is I load my brush in such a way with a very deliberate consistency, and there's no ideal consistency, by the way. There is different consistencies for different jobs. Anybody who tries to give you some dogma about consistency, you ignore. Well, take it on board, but bear in mind it's probably good for one situation only. Yeah, or maybe a couple of situations, and there's different consistencies for different jobs. All right, remember that. Yeah. Different consistencies, different jobs. Although you can use one consistency for almost everything. There's almost no rules, but at the same time, it's not just one way of doing things. Let's just, for the sake of being complete, smash them out. Alright, nice one. And just so you guys know, I hope this is better than everybody else's painting guides, in that you're actually seeing it happen in real time. You're actually seeing me make decisions in real time. You're not just seeing perfectly placed brush strokes just on one piece. Here's how I do just the armour, and that's it, off you go. I don't really know what I'm saying here. There we go. Nice. And I think I will do the end of this. I think the rest of it is going to be, do the handle of his thing black. Brilliant. Yeah, a lot. Just going to take some of the excess paint off there. It's a little bit thick. Alright, lovely. Right, looks like we've got some questions. Oh no. Right, Sparky Rob says he's just done the spear blade. Right, okay, nice one. So that means you are keeping up, which is great. Forte Nocturna says, good to see I'm painting and you like the name change. Thank you. I think a change has needed to happen. You know, we've spent some time together now. You kind of know how I feel about things, and yeah, it sucked. And I know what I like doing. I really like teaching you guys, and I really like talking to you guys more than anything. So I figured I would make my name reflect that. So yeah. So there you go. Any questions about painting? Fire Nocturna says bone is no good for covering. Yep, agree. Bronze. You've all said bronze. Is that for the shield? You all talk about bronze for the shield, I assume. Yeah, cool. Alright, fantastic. Should we give this a zap with the old... In fact, I don't have to. Right, here's another thing. Why hair dry things when you can be painting something else while it dries? Yeah. There we go. So I'm going to be careful around the bandaging that's on his thing. And the rest of the time I can just go for it. Eee. Right, brilliant. Fantastic. Rack our flesh. Right, so when I've done the rack our flesh, we'll have a quick chat about why I haven't committed to grey for his hair just yet, even though I thought it was a really cool idea. And this kind of relates to the fact that, to what I said earlier on, where some people kind of bum themselves out because things aren't going to plan with the idea in their heads. So I've kind of had a little idea in my head that I still want the change in skin colour. I want I want his skin to change to a different colour, to fade to dark like it does on the box art, because that box art is just fantastic. And I was looking at it in the flesh at Warhammer World last week before, no more than 10 days ago from this video anyway. So yeah, if I'm going to fade his skin to darker up towards the top of his mane, then how will that then sit with his mane being this a grey colour? And I'm not sure if it would lend itself as effectively as I might like. Let's have a look at the box art. So it all goes to pretty dark, which makes sense to me. Same with his hoofs. It all makes sense that it goes dark. So I'll keep it that way, because Mechanica Standard Grey will go over dark colours almost as well as it goes over light colours. So I don't have to worry too much about it now. Oh, I can change my mind later on. You know, so easy peasy. I'm really liking that. I'm liking the addition of the black. With the addition of the black on the haft of his spear thing there, it's kind of making me want some black on the other side of him as well. Maybe the inside of his shield. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe even some freehand in there as well. So now I'm starting to play with the idea. Yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Because I think if I did the inside of his shield just plain bronze or plain metal or whatever, it is just plain, and giving it some scratches and giving it some verdigris doesn't actually excite me that much. So I'm thinking some black inside his shield, and then I can maybe put some patterning in there or something like that. Maybe some kill markings scratched into the paint. I'll put them in bronze, for example. Right, so some comments whizzing through now. Right, some long ones as well. Well, let's have a look. James Hamill says hi. Yo. Hello everybody else. Cornish Mini Painter. Yo. Steve Fock Turner says. Steve Fock Turnus, I called you. Forte Nocturnus. His name's Steve, by the way. What colour have you got your palette, and is it the same as I primed the Mini? It is the same as I primed the Mini, and it is Xandri Dust spray by Games Workshop, because Games Workshop do the best sprays. And the reason I chose Xandri Dust is because it's pretty close to the skin colours, so I can go lighter from there and I can go darker from there pretty easy. If I wanted to base coat maybe Rakkar Flesh or Dwarf Flesh or any of those colours that are like that, then they wouldn't be too difficult. And any colours that show through let's say Xandri Dust shows through Rakkar Flesh, actually it won't look that weird. It'll almost look natural, and you'll get a kind of subcutaneous layer. I mean, although you shouldn't just let that happen, you should choose the bits that look the most effective, which takes practice. So if you can't do it, that's not a reason to avoid doing it. Yeah, that's the reason to practice. So get on and practice. All right, moving on. 40k by Denson says, hi Tommy. Your 4-year-old has started wanting to paint, but you're struggling with teaching him how to hold a brush due to him being a lefty and you're being a righty. Do you have any tips? Now I actually teach some left-handed students as well, so I've had to learn left-handed myself. But here's the weird thing: if I show you left-handed now on this video, it's going to look right-handed because Instagram turns things round. But put an airbrush in his hand. Yeah? In fact, let me go and get an airbrush. Won't be a sec. Put an airbrush in his hand. Okay? There's only one way to hold an airbrush to do that action. There's only one way to hold an airbrush to do that action, yeah? Alright? Left hand or right hand. There's only one way to do it. Yeah? Watch. Look. See this finger? The trigger finger? Same. Watch. Same. Same. Yeah. Trigger finger does this work. Trigger finger does this work. Yeah. Yeah, the brush is sat between middle finger and upper finger. This pulls the trigger. Now the trigger moved in this instance, but if the trigger didn't move, then the entire hand would have to move, which weirdly is this. Yeah. So simple as that. Next thing, hold it right. Don't. People who hold the brush here are asking for trouble. Yeah. Hold it just so you're starting to touch the metal of the ferrule. Okay. They're my best pieces of advice without having to be there. Right. Let's see what other folk have said. I hope that answers your question as well, by the way, mate. You've been given a load of freebies for him to paint. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, see, the other thing is just let him go for it. You know, he's only 4. You know, just let him go for it. That's really useful. Thank you very much. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Anytime, Mr. Denson. That's kind of what I'm here for. All right. I'm liking me ogre. Liking him a bit. Yeah. Alright, so I think I might mix some Xandri Dust with some Rakkar Flesh and see how it looks for his actual skin now. Or should I get his horns in? Let's get his horns in. Screaming skull, not quite a shabby bone. Why not? Why not, eh? Have I got any shabby bone? Yeah, why not? Told you guys not to be too fussy, so I won't be too fussy myself. So Screaming Skull is a slightly lighter version of Ushabti Bone. Boom. What colour have they done? Their horns. They're like a funny grey colour, aren't they? Maybe. Oh, it's making me doubt now. Yeah. Maybe that's where the grey comes from for his... Yeah, alright, I'm getting that. I'm seeing that. Oh, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, it's thrown me out that. The grey looked cool. The grey did look cool. Right, go on then. Grey it is. Have we got some grey there? Yeah. I'm going to add a little bit of a Screaming Skull in with that grey. There we go. It actually makes it slightly different to the grey on his base. And it actually solves the question of me wanting some grey up top on him. Right, sweet. See again how I'm getting on in minimal fuss. Brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah, this guy's horns are cool. Fantastic. Alright, so I reckon we've done pretty good. What have we done? About 40 minutes. I reckon that's about enough. And I think it's a good point to leave this now. So why is it a good point to leave it? You guys can catch up. I can get all the second coats on this guy. I'm probably going to do his shield in... Probably do it rimmed in bronze. I'm going to do the inside black. In fact, I'll do the inside black now. So it's kind of good to leave it now, because if I was to start doing the skin now, I'd actually start with the shading and highlighting stages, and I'd be using different ideas to paint his skin than I have been doing to base coat him. And even if I was base coating his skin, I'd still end up using slightly different ideas because the Zandri Dust kind of acts as his base coat, though he's not really going to look too Zandri Dust, I don't think. But I'm up for the surprise. Yeah, black inside his shield is definitely the way forward there. Yeah, I'm liking that. So I like to kind of see the model in some instances just kind of grow. You know, I like it to be a surprise sometimes. Oh, do I do the Field of the Shield black now? Do I do the Field of the Shield black? Oh man. Oh man. No, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. Right, okay. There's our dude. Base coated. He's ready to rock and roll. Yeah, we've done 45 minutes. So, there we go. So for you guys in the close-up, nice one. Any questions, leave a comment below. Find me on my Instagram page. If you want to support me, Patreon as well. give me a shout there. I'm also thinking of giving this guy away. Now this guy, he took me, oh, you can't see properly there. This is a 2-hour paint job. Yeah, I was challenged to paint this guy as fast as I could. 2-hour paint job. Now he's taking up space in my flat, so I really think he should go away to a new home. So if you want this guy, give me a like and a share, and leave a comment on the YouTube video for this. I'll choose one of you at random next week, and I can post this guy off to you. Yeah, he's I really enjoyed painting him. But yeah, 2 hours, I think so. Well happy with that. Yeah. So give this video a like, give it a share, tag me in your share, and yeah, leave me a comment. And I might choose a comment I like. I might choose one at random. You know, if you inspire me, or if I know you and I know you're a pretty decent person. So everyone's in with a chance. Everyone's in with a chance. And like I say, I've kind of been trying to slim down on all the stuff that I own already, and I think it's time to start giving it away to you guys. So yeah, there you go. If anyone wants one of these dudes, ready to rock somebody's world on the tabletop, this guy. And also, if you win this model, you'll be able to see then, hopefully, how I've pieced him together. And if you can't see, you can just ask me, and I'll do a live stream on it, and then everyone can know. But you see that quick. So when I ran a professional studio, I would say to the guys in my studio, quick doesn't mean shit. Yeah. So make it quick and make it good, and that takes a certain je ne sais quoi, and that's something I like to teach, as well as the top end of painting. So yeah, there you go. Right, you guys, have fun. I'm gonna see you later from the close-up. Any questions, give me a shout.